What's up? Welcome to the AV Club podcast. My guest today is R Squared. That's right. We got Ryan Maldonado. We got Ryan Pinson on with us. And it was really cool to hear these guys speak on the topics we talked about. We touched on, some physical therapy stuff because that's what Ryan Pinson does. We talked on some life experiences and then some advice maybe for anybody going through similar trials or similar paths as these guys. But overall, it was just a great talk. We got into some stuff that I've never really heard these guys speak about before, and it was really cool to hear their insight and their knowledge and wisdom on the topics. And we went into a little bit of depth on this one, so it's a little longer. We did it over Zoom also, so hopefully I'll have these guys in here in the studio soon, along with last week's guests, Zach and Brendan. That's kind of the squad right there. So yeah, you're gonna like this one. It's really good, and especially if you happen to know these guys, it's a side of them you probably haven't seen before or rarely have seen it. So it's really good conversation, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. That's crazy.
Nice.
Hey, we're rolling, boys.
Rolling.
What's going on?
Dude, I just got back from Rose's Cafe, dude. I had a birthday dinner for Taylor's grandma, and I ate so much food. It's crazy. I ate way too much food.
It's too bad
You know what's crazy? Isn't that?
Go for it.
Go ahead, dude. What's crazy about that place is like it's technically like a fast food place, but the quality of food's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit better quality than fast food for sure. They get the food out though faster than most fast food places you go to. It's
yeah,
weird.
we got a little assembly line, dude. They're just pounding it out.
We had 7 people in our group, and it took literally less than 5 minutes for our food to get to our tables. It's weird.
That's good.
They already had it made. Pence, you look
too bad it wasn't on a Tuesday, dude.
I know, dude.
Gotta get that Taco Tuesday deal.
Pinch, you're looking good these days, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing differently?
Nothing differently, man. I last time I went and got my hair cut, I had her change it up a little bit. I'm not even lying to you. I literally showed her a picture of Luca and was like, "Can you do this?"
No way.
Yeah, but I was like, maybe not as much off of the sides, but can we like try to replicate this a little bit? And she was like, "Yeah, we'll go for it." And
did it come with the
I always get scared when I change it up though, dude, because I'm like a big like freak about it. Like I'm like,
stick to what you know.
You better not mess up exactly. You better not freaking mess up my hair. I don't want to look like a clown. So
you don't want to go bald?
Nah, one and done on that one. One and done. Nothing else, dude. Just getting it done. I'm getting another haircut tomorrow, so I should have gotten it today, so it could have looked better, but that's right.
No, it looks fine. Do you get one once a week or what?
Dude, I actually go long in between them, bro. I go like one every 2.5 months, maybe.
Dang.
Now that I'm doing it different, it's probably going to be sooner, right? Because it grows out different.
Right. It's been
once a month or something like that.
It's been over a year since I've got my hair cut. Over a year since anybody's taken scissors to this stuff, dude. It's crazy.
Okay, so what inspired you to do that?
Well, I've kind of always wanted to do it. It's just I had the opportunity when quarantine hit. It was like barbers were closed, and this is when I was living in Marble Falls, and we had this cool barber. It was a cool shop, right? And he cut my hair nice. The last cut I got was on Valentine's Day last year, and I got a fade. Like it was 0 on the sides up to like I think a 2. So like it was like almost bald on the sides completely,
right? And
then it's a monstrosity now. It's hard to keep up with.
Does it ever get on your nerves?
Yeah, it gets on my nerves all the time. I don't know, man. I want to. So I'll be transparent with you boys. I live with Daniel, right? We always get called like brothers because we look similar, and I'm like really debating on cutting it because I'm like, God, man, like we already look enough alike as it is. And this hair we both have the exact same hair right now. And I'm like, oh man, I don't like matching. Like we look close enough. So I don't know. I have a trip planned in May with them, and we're going to Hawaii for like a couple days, and
Nice.
so I'm thinking about keeping it long for that trip and then cutting it like right when we get back and like just calling it quits.
That'll be fun.
I know that
You
when I
just
cut
wanna
it, go ahead.
you want to have it wet and throw it back or what?
Yeah, I want
What's the
to
plan?
look like a local.
Nice. Nice, dude.
But
It's not curly enough for that, dude.
I know, dude. It only curled in this one spot.
Is Hawaii going to be the farthest away you've ever been from home?
Yeah, yeah, man. I've never been out of. I mean, it's technically in the United States, but I've never been out of like
The continental United
yeah,
States.
the continental United States. Yeah. What
That's
about you? You guys been at Ryan? Have you been out of this? You've been to. Go ahead.
I've been to so I went to Vegas, but I haven't been anywhere like far. The first I've been is probably like, dude, honestly, maybe Vegas. Like thinking about where I've been like Nevada, obviously New Mexico,
Yeah.
Oklahoma, Kansas, Louisiana, places like that, but nowhere
all like
far.
Besides Vegas, all the worst states in America.
Basically, specifically, yeah, Oklahoma.
Dude, Oklahoma sucks, dude.
It's garbage, dude.
Oh, you.
Sucks balls. Dude, that was so funny, man.
That's still one of my favorites, dude.
I know.
Pinson, how long were we at that football game? The Oklahoma versus Texas Tech game at Texas Tech, Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes. That was crazy.
That was insane. What was so crazy is like we were really excited because it was going to be Baker versus Mahomes, or basically Baker versus Cliff, because Cliff basically turned his back on him, right? But like I wanted to come for that game just because to see that. Like little did we know it was going to be like the highest scoring game ever. It was insane. I remember leaving that game, dude. We were all so tired. Like we didn't do anything when we got back. Like we literally went straight to bed because the game ended at like 11 or 11:30. It was crazy.
We were there for what, like 5-6 hours?
5 or 6 hours at a freaking football game.
Ryan, was that the
was
game?
nuts.
Was that the game we pre-gamed?
Yeah, it was, dude. That was like one of the best games. The only thing that sucked, dude, about Tech games were like you got to get there really early, so you're sitting there for like 2 hours before the game even starts.
Yeah.
And then the fact that there were like 20 touchdowns, it was always a break and a break and a break. And so by the fourth quarter, I was just ready to leave, dude.
Yeah, it's hard to watch when you've been there for that long, dude. You have to fight through all the frat guys saving the rows for people.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny, bro. It's it's cool. It's cool that our whole friend group got to experience that. We all went to Texas Tech, which is the coolest thing ever. And like all of our friend group got to experience the tortillas, the crazy fans, Mahomes and his youthful college days. So cool, man.
Exactly.
Cool memories to share with you guys.
People sneaking in freaking booze and sunscreen bottles and stuff. You remember that moment?
Yeah, that was wild.
I just saw this girl like drinking from a sunscreen bottle and like being like a sophomore. I wasn't thinking twice about it, and like I'm like, is she drinking sunscreen? Like what? And then I put two and two together. Like I thought that for like a millisecond, and I was like, oh my god,
that's hilarious.
Nuts, man.
Ryan, what's the craziest memory, Maldy? What's the craziest memory you have at a football game?
Oh man!
If not football game, Tech. If you can't find a football game, then just Texas Tech in general.
Dude, that's a tough one, honestly. Craziest memory for me, I think it was like that same game. You and me were sitting next to each other, and we were just getting laughs the whole time.
Yeah.
And like you said, we were pre-gaming, so it's a little different. But something bad happened, and there was this girl we used to go to high school with, and we saw her at all the games, right? And this game was so packed. And I remember just yelling, like, it's this chick's fault. And then I look down like 3 rows, and she turns around, like looks me dead in the eye. I'm like, oh shoot. That's probably one of the craziest things, because it was like I see her before.
I
She
know,
just
right?
turns around. I was like, shoot. Sobered up real quick right there.
Oh, that's hilarious. I remember that, dude. That was so funny. You don't get embarrassed too often. That was one of the rare times you're like, oh shit. You would like try to hide.
Yeah.
What about you, Pence?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure you have some wild stories, don't you, Pence?
Dude, wild stories, man. What do you want to know?
What about like tech? We'll start at tech, man. What's the craziest thing you've ever encountered or experienced at Texas Tech?
At Tech, man, I don't know, man. I'd probably say like obviously, so I got a little bit of a different experience than you guys did, just because I lived on campus for a little bit too.
Mm,
So you see stupid stuff going on campus, like with all the kids living on campus and stuff, and just like, man, like 2, 3 a.m., like people like being in the dorms, like trying to go to bed and stuff like that, like 3, 4 a.m., like hearing people like banging on the walls and stuff, and you like walk out there and there's like a hole in the wall. I'm like, what are these idiots doing? Like, my God, it's like Tuesday night, like welcome to Lubbock, I guess. There's nothing else to do, right? So but yeah, dude, one time, and I still have a picture of it. I was going to the library, and I don't know why this particularly stands out of my mind, but I was going to the library to study or print something off, and all of a sudden, like just out of the corner of my eye, I'm walking, because there's like the first door to the library, and then there's the second double doors, and in between there's like study spaces, right? Like there's tables and stuff and chairs. And all of a sudden, I look to my right, and there's literally a guy dressed up in a Barney costume. And I was like, and he was like, it looked like he was studying too. So I was like, what's going on here? Like
casually.
randomly Barney, dude. So yeah, it's crazy.
You guys,
Yeah.
You guys both went to grad school. Pinson, you're a PT of your doctorate in physical therapy, right? That's what it's called.
You got it.
Ryan, you went to grad school.
Mm-hmm.
What was that experience like compared? Of course, it's not going to be the same as your undergrad. It's never the same, especially since you're older and wiser and more mature. But what was that experience like for you guys, and was it worth it? Like,
Yeah, so I think the biggest difference was like at Tech, you obviously it was longer, so you had more time to like initially. Oh, I know personally, I effed around a lot, I had fun, and then like there was business as well, but like grad school was like strictly business, dude. It was like, just homework on homework, and then you're still trying to juggle a job and then internship or whatever I was doing at the time, and it was pretty overwhelming, but. I think the question, like, is it worth it? For me, mine is more like a long-term thing rather than like a right now type of thing. Like Pence, I'm sure Pence would say his is worth it because I mean, look where he's at right now. Like,
right.
But like where I'm at now is not where I want to be ultimately. But like I went to grad school knowing that it would help me in the future rather than right away. Yeah.
Exactly.
Dang. That's cool, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think really, and it's different too, like when you're going into something medical, like you're going to be pretty much getting into it right away, right? So there's like Maldy's still just waiting on the opportunity to come. Like that's the main thing, right? So yeah, for me, man, undergrad and grad school is like night and day, dude. Like just as high school and college is night and day, really. High school, and I mean, I've always been blessed just to be able to, like, school has always come pretty easily to me, and it did in high school, and it got a little more challenging in college, especially as it got through the more like higher level classes, like junior, senior level. But man, PT school, dude, and it's a real thing, man. Like you're juggling all these classes. You have 17 to 19 hours. Like not only do you have to like in the first couple semesters, like pretty much memorize every bone, nerve, muscle, ligament, tendon, everything in your body. But then you're also juggling other classes too that you're also studying for tests for. So it's just, dude, it's overload, man. Like anytime I ever give anybody advice, like if they're saying, should I get into PT or like any of like younger patients that I've had or techs that I've worked with, I always say like, you just better be ready to work. Like be ready to like make this your life's dedication. Like you don't need to work. This is your work. Like you have to grind it out. And I probably honestly overstudied in school just out of fear of failure. But yeah, man, now it definitely feels good to be on the other side of it. And Maldy will be there. You'll be there one day, dude, and it feels good. It feels good to be on the other side of things. But
Yeah.
oh, man, I've freaking busted my ass for 3 years, and I was in Austin, dude. And you've probably been there now or around the area for about the same time as I was down there ish or so. And dude, like you've probably experienced way more than I did, just because, dude, I was literally in my apartment or at school probably about 90% of the time. It's crazy. But yeah, it was a grind, and but all for good reason though. Like I love what I do, man. And every day is a new day. Every day I get to see something different. I think that's something that kind of sets it apart for me.
Yeah.
I don't wanna, like go, doing like a 9 to 5, same old thing every day, right? And I think that's kind of what's nice about PT is like you don't know what's going to happen, and that also brings a challenge too, right? Because it makes you think versus doing something repetitive from 9 to 5 for 40 years. Like that just doesn't sound appealing, and so that's why ultimately I chose to go the route of like PT or even medical field too, but PT in general. So just trying to help people get back on their feet, man. Literally, sometime.
Literally. Ryan, what would you? I know you guys have obviously had way different experiences, and I'll kind of give my 2 cents after I hear from Ryan. But I want to know, like, Maldy, what would you give advice wise to somebody who was going to college or in high school, about to go to college or about to graduate college, about to go to grad school, or like, what about that guy, that guy or girl, whoever it is coming up? What would you say to them based off of your experience?
So I think it's tough whenever besides Pinson and like Brendan, those are the type of dudes that like they knew what they wanted to do right away and they just like did it,
right?
Which is great. That's crazy. I think that's awesome. But I think most people, when they first go to college, they like don't know what they want to do, and I mean it's so cliche to say, but I think that's like it's okay to not know what you want to do, man, because I think over time, like you can change as a person. You're not going to be the same person that you were when you were 18 compared to like whenever I first started, I went to junior college. Like we started at Weatherford.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Lubbock, I went to South Plains. And throughout that process, it was a different perspective, I'm sure, than what Pinson saw, just going straight to college.
Right.
And so like whenever I started going to tech, luckily they had a program for me that I thought would help me going forward. And I still think it will. But once I left tech and I started gathering my thoughts, because my last semester at tech, I wasn't planning on going to grad school. It was kind of just one of those things where like, you know what, like I see how competitive the field is getting, especially with my degree in sport management and things like that. So I was like, you know what, dude, you got to do more. So my advice would probably be like, figure out what you want to do, have fun, figure out what you want to do, see what the path is, and then determine what steps you have to take to get there. And once you do that, then realize like, all right, now how can I achieve my goals,
Yeah.
So like when I went to grad school, everything was changed for me as well, because ultimately, like when I first went to college, I wanted to just coach. I wanted to coach and I wanted to coach basketball and, work my way up and, kind of be in that realm. But right before I started grad school, I wasn't able to play as much because I got hurt. So it changed my perspective a big time, because then I moved to Austin or Cedar Park, and I didn't have a job. I had this brand new apartment by myself. I had no job. So I was freaking out, man. I was freaking out. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So luckily I was able to do graduate assistant thing, whatever, try to test my waters, because I know like with sports, what I'm trying to do is like, there's different avenues, So I realized what coaching was, because I've done volunteer coaching, and then I know that there's other avenues as well. So my ultimate advice, where I'm getting with that, is just keep an open mind, man. Like because I love sports, so obviously I wanted to do some sports,
right.
And right now I'm not coaching, which is fine. But like I talked to you the other day, I think it's to the point where like I touched base with several different realms in the sports world. It might be time to actually try to give coaching a chance, an actual chance, and worry so much about the money like I have been, or things like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think just keeping an open mind is really important.
Yeah, that's good. That's good because I feel the same way. Yeah, and we did have that conversation, and you can't really chase money when you're chasing goals and dreams, because at the end of the day, we all know that, your happiness, your quality of life is over that money factor. You do need money, but
Right.
money's always going to be there. You could not your happiness all honestly isn't always going to be there. So you got to do what's best for that. And we kind of like have all, we're all around the same age. You guys are just a little bit older than I am, but we've all kind of grown up where it's like, you got to get that 9 to 5 job. That's kind of like the mentality people have instilled on us, but it's kind of, we're breaking that mold slowly but surely. And so I think that's such a good thing. And
Right.
personally for me, like you guys know that I went to tech. I was a little bit behind you guys, but randomly, isn't it crazy how you guys are 3 years older than I am? You and Ryan and Brendan all went to school. My brother, y'all were all like close friends. And I was there every now and then, wasn't really in your friend group until like
Right.
older high school, young college. And then all of a sudden, like my last 2 years of school, 3 years of school, I'm living with Zach and Ryan, and then me and Ryan, and then me and Brendan and Ryan. It's weird.
The only one that didn't get the chance, bro.
I know, dude. I got to live with
You have an open
everybody
room?
but you. I do, bro. My bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
But dude, yeah, I'm over here in Georgetown now. I'm doing like, like freelance work. I'm getting here like gigs here and there. And it's like I would tell whoever it is I'm talking to, which is like what I try to do, is like anybody young. I don't know very many younger people anymore, but the chances I encounter them and they ask, I'm like, just like what Ryan said, Maldi, I'm like, dude, find what you love, try to find that passion. It is hard because if you search for it, it almost seems like you're forcing it or something, which that isn't always the case. But find what you love and do it. And so, like what I'm doing right now, like photos and videos, has nothing to do with what I went to school for. So like, if I could do it again, of course, I probably wouldn't go to college because like I'm not using that degree whatsoever. And, I'm just in debt because of it. But I don't regret those experiences. I probably wouldn't be talking to you guys on this platform right now if I hadn't, because it's given me the opportunity to like increase and grow my communication skills and talk to people and just have, normal conversations that are in depth, and my curiosity is, peaked and stuff. So that's like my experience. And it's cool how we've all kind of had different experiences in that. But
And I think too, like, that being said, like at the same time, like just devil's advocate, like, yeah, you might choose to not go back and redo it, or you might choose to forego going to college. But guess what? Like devil's advocate, right? Later down the road, who knows how long it might be, but at some point, maybe that, your business degree that you got is going to help you in the long run, because guess what? What if you start your own business? Like, what if you, like, that's something that I always thought about considering, like, even before I went to college, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just like major in general business. Like being in high school, you don't know what you want to do. And like Maldi said, like even kids that get their freshman, sophomore, junior, even junior year, even senior year, change their major, right? But really, like honestly, even just having your MBA, like your master's in business could really help you just in like overall life.
yeah,
Like not even necessarily with your career, but I think that what you did and the things you learn and the connections you make can always circle back around, dude. Circle of life, man. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
you hear the saying all the time, like sometimes it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, or it's not the grades you make, it's the hand you shake. And
Yeah.
while that sometimes kind of sucks, because sometimes, you feel like your academic achievement should help you out, it's not always the case, dude. Like there's kids that know people and their parents know people, and that's how they get jobs, so
Exactly.
I think like while you see that now, like because you're starting this freelance work, I think too that somewhere along the line, like it's going to come full circle. Like you're going to find meaning in that period of time where now you're like, well, it was fun and I learned a lot and I have this degree, but I'm not really using it right now. So like,
All right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
think,
agree with that 100%. Like, I think like you wouldn't change it for that reason, especially the connections, but also like you left home and you branched out to where you like were able to be by yourself and make your own decisions and do what
Grew
you
up a
need
little
to do.
That's true. That's very
Exactly.
true. That
And
element
throughout
is,
that, I mean, I know you met a lot of people at Tech, especially like with your little fraternity that you were with and like
Yeah.
things like that. So
it's not little, but yeah.
it's a big fraternity. Sorry, but yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Dude, that's so true. Let's get off this boring stuff though.
Thank you. Nah, that's funny.
Dude.
Jeez.
Now let's talk sports. I know you guys are freaking sports heads. Let's talk sports. Let's talk NCAA tournament.
Here we go.
It's coming up, baby. What you think? Who you got?
I don't know. I don't want to jinx it because I was all in last year and we were 30 minutes away from conference tournament. We were about to play UT and then they canceled it. I was pissed.
Oh, that's true. That's weird though, man. It's weird.
Literally Maldy's favorite time of year too, dude. Like that's his favorite thing, like favorite championship, like favorite time of year, and just boom.
Dude, it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun, dude. You don't know what's going to happen most of the games, like especially the first round. I mean, obviously, when you see the matchups later on, you could probably like predict some of them, but like some of those games are wild, dude. And I love it. I just love everything about it. And this year, I'm kind of pumped up because they're at least going to have. I think when I read 25% fans, so.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so that'd be good.
You guys are in the Fort Worth, Dallas area, so maybe there'll be some games over there. Maybe you guys will be able to go.
I was just when I was talking to Big Head before this, he's saying that he heard that some of the NIT was going to be over here.
Dude, the entire NIT's in Frisco, dude.
Hey,
what?
I was like, you want to go see Duke? And he was like, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Just kidding, dude. They're gonna opt out.
Dude, the NIT is gonna be in Frisco, and it's literally like probably 5-10 minutes from my clinic.
Wow.
And I was like, shoot, well, like some actual like bad good teams are gonna be there this year. Like it's actually gonna be a pretty good tournament.
Yeah,
dude. Regardless of, it's just so fun to watch, man. It's so fun to watch, no matter who's playing, unless it's girls. No, I'm just kidding, but it's so fun, dude.
Yeah.
Remember, you guys were both there, right? When we went and saw Bronny play, Bronny Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the last time I think
saw
you. Yeah, it might have been, dude. Because like right after that, it was like the start of COVID, like a few months after that.
Yeah.
And that same night, right before we left, we were watching, I think it was Montverde Academy, and they were playing Houston Yates. And like, we knew that Houston Yates was like awesome, like one of the best like historical basketball teams in Texas. And we're like, all right, yeah, we'll stay for a little bit. If it's a good game, we'll stay, because it started at like 8 or 8:30 or something.
Yeah.
And dude, you want to know who's on that team? Freaking Cade Cunningham, dude. Oklahoma State.
What?
Probably going to be the number 1 pick.
We saw Michael Peavy too. Michael Peavy, right?
Yeah.
Duncanville. Yeah, that was cool.
Exactly. And dude, they were beating them by like at least 20 after the first quarter. So we were like, all right, we're out. Like this isn't even entertaining. Like that's how bad Cade Cunningham's team was beating Houston Yates.
Yeah.
You think he deserves a number 1?
Dude, I think he's good, and I think he has this like he has all the
sauce.
All the sauce, he has all like the good aspects of what you would want in a player, right? He's got the size, he's got the length. I don't really know much about his defense, but I know he can score, dude. I know he can score, and that's what you have to have in today's NBA. Like you have to have an ability to score, like if you want to be good.
Plus, we all know what the draft is, dude. They draft on potential.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So.
And I don't really know much about the other guys yet, because we always start looking at this and doing mock drafts when our team's out of it. So
yeah,
it might be after the first round this next year. So, but
agree.
Yeah, I don't know much about the other guys coming out, but I know.
Yeah, me either.
He's really good. And I mean, heck, they beat us twice this year somehow, but I don't know how, but they did. So, but yeah, the tournament should be fun.
Did y'all see that trade rumors about the Mavs getting JJ Redick? I'm kind of jumping ship here to NBA, but It's like JJ Redick and then like a 2022 first round pick, and I don't remember the other thing, but for who is it? Finney Smith, Dorian Finney Smith, and Maxi.
Both of them?
Yeah, for two draft picks and JJ Redick. And at first I was like, oh, JJ Redick, but I'm like, oh, he's kind of like older, and he's
old.
But they're giving us a first rounder?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was either first or second round, but either way, it's just a pick. 2 picks, I think, in JJ Redick. But like,
dude, that's not at this point, it's not worth it.
I don't think so.
It's not.
We don't have
defensively.
We don't have the right team. Oh, definitely not defensively. But we don't have the right team to where we're ready to make a run yet. Like we're still missing that other piece. Like if we were to have that other piece currently, yes.
Yeah. Dude, it's so frustrating because we have Luka, right? And he doesn't have a fat contract.
No.
So like you figured now's the time to go all in.
Yeah.
And we have freaking Tim Hardaway eating our books. And he's good, but he's not what we're paying him,
Yeah.
And like our depth isn't where it should be either. It's frustrating whenever I think about that. Like Luka's probably gonna get paid pretty soon. And then what? And then we have Porzingis, who's hurt every third game out there. Just
right.
I love Porzingis, dude, and I wish he could play more because he's good when he's good, but when he doesn't play, it hurts. It hurts us big time because he's our other max player that's just not there.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's wild. It's weird to see, and sometimes it seems like he's a 7-foot guy, and it seems like he plays timid because he doesn't want to get hurt, but. It's so weird because he used to be a dominant. He used to destroy people. His like first 2-3 seasons, he was like dominant, dude. On the Knicks, he was
actually like the first good pick by the Knicks in a few, like at least of like 5-10 years.
Exactly. That's why they called him the unicorn, dude. They were like, this dude's special. He's like rare. And then now he's just like not.
It's because he's bailing everybody out. He's not putting the ball on the ground, dude. He's just he'll get it and just throw it up from 40 foot, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not what you're good. I mean, he's good at that when he hits it, but like he's a mismatch when he actually can drive it and like, go to the foul line or, dunk on somebody. Like take it to the rim, dude. That's when you're a difference maker, especially when you got somebody slower. Like, I don't know who like, Jokic probably doesn't guard him, but honestly, you know what I'm saying.
And really, like, this is very, I don't know if either of you watched the game last night, and I was listening to a little bit of sports talk this morning, but it is so glaringly obvious how much better Luka makes our team and literally makes every player better because he draws 2 or 3 defenders every time he brings the ball up the floor. Mm-hmm. It's insane. And the way that he's able to create, the way that he's able to like find guys in their shooting pockets and everything, and it's just outstanding. Like I've never seen it before. And like we've grown up watching LeBron. And don't get me wrong, LeBron's a great passer, but he's got nothing on Luka, dude.
Here's my thing on dude. He's really good, and it feels weird to actually have somebody of caliber like on the Mavs that we actually drafted, because that's few and far between. You look at what we draft, but the most frustrating thing about Luka to me isn't even like necessarily Luka. Right. It's like it's like the media and the perception of Luka, like. He can drop 46 and 8 and whatever, 10. And we can lose by 10, and all they talk about is Luka. Right. It's like, I don't like that stuff. I know that's like, that might be like old hat type stuff, but like, if we lose, I don't want to hear how many points Luka had because, like we lost.
That's the thing. He doesn't want to either. Like if you watch his interview stuff, he's pissed off. He's like, I hate losing. Like, I don't care. I don't care that I was 1 rebound short of a triple-double. We lost. Like, I don't like it.
And that's why I said it's not necessarily Luka. It's just like everyone, like it's the league, dude. The league does this. The league hides up their players, especially the superstars that are coming up, which is fine. That's why James Harden shoots 40 free throws a game. We've known that for years. But that's just the one thing that frustrates me about that. But Luka's, I mean, he's crazy, dude. I mean, he makes it look so like you could have an off night. You look up, he has 28, 5 and 8. It's like win.
But, yeah.
But it's just crazy, dude. If you picture what we could have around him,
right?
That's what frustrates me about not going all in right now, dude.
And that's the thing too, is it kind of like last night, like Luka sat out last night because he was having low back tightness or whatever, like just giving himself a rest. And last night was so pitiful, man. Like I think the final score ended up being like 87 or not 92 to 87, or it was just super low scoring.
It was low, under.
That just shows you how much of a role he plays in our offense, and obviously not just him scoring, but getting other guys involved. And how much the team is like he's the core.
Well, so, because we also don't have many ball handlers besides him. Like we have Brunson, and I don't know if you consider Trey Burke a ball handler because he shoots every time he touches it. But I mean, Luka has the ball in his hands so much, so he does a lot of it.
Exactly. And they were talking this morning, like, you know, Mavs won, blah, blah, blah. Porzingis had like 18 points and 12 rebounds. I'm like, that's not like a wow factor for me. Like, that's what you should be doing. Like, that should be a normal stat line.
When you get paid what he's getting paid,
Exactly. Based off what he's getting paid, it's just like that last night showed me that he's definitely not the piece that he's not the second piece that we needed. So now we're really, in my opinion, down a second and a third piece.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what did Kristaps have in New York that made him stand out that much, that made him play as well? Did he have like a great surrounding team? Was his cast good? Was it just maybe motivation, or like he wasn't playing scared? You think that's what it was? Because it's like,
I think it's a combo of things. I think it's a combo of that, him not playing scared because he didn't have a major injury towards ACL.
Yeah.
It's also, I think people were like still new to the idea of like somebody like Porzingis, where they didn't know how to guard him necessarily, where he was just taking people off the dribble, which comes with not being scared, like relating back to what we were talking about. But I think it's those two things, and I think he knew that like he was the guy, so I think he just wanted to try to go off because he knew he was that guy.
Now he's not the guy. Like he's not. He's second fiddle, and that combined with his proneness to injury is really like what ended him, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know that even if he went to another team, like where would he go? Like there's going to be nobody that has cap room for him.
I mean, when
not a contender, but
when he gets into a rhythm, he's like really good. But then it seems like every time he gets into a rhythm, he either misses a couple games for whatever reason or something crazy happens.
Dude, like the playoffs last year against Clippers.
Yeah,
he was playing well that series.
He was playing really good. Then he got ejected, and then he hurt his knee.
Right.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. I don't know. He's a good player, dude. He's just you can't. I mean, durability. What do they say? Like availability is the best ability.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Dallas sports, boy.
Dallas sports, dude.
Cowboys, Stars, Mavs.
It's so crazy, dude. It's very annoying.
Mediocrity.
Yeah. Generations of it.
I know, seriously.
Especially the Rangers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We've got
a new stadium for what though? For what? We don't deserve that.
You mean barn?
Dude, we got one championship in the last 20 years.
That's crazy. We're gonna be the next Cleveland if we don't watch our backs. We don't step it up. What was their loss streak? Like 60 years, right?
60, yeah. It was like somewhere around 60.
Wow. Hey, how was I haven't talked to you guys, too much recently. How was your guys' lockdown? Your freezing, your snowpocalypse?
Shoot, dude. It was honestly like here it was fine. No complaints, dude. Honestly, like really we lost power on and off, 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off for about 24 to 36 hours.
What?
And then after that, complete power was on, dude. That was it. Wow. And then 2 days later, one of the pipes busted in the garage. And so we're out of water for like 24-ish hours. And so I ended up going over to one of my coworkers' house to take a shower, dude. And literally the whole time because I'm one of those people that like, I got to take a shower every day. like no matter what, dude. Just part of my own personal hygiene, I guess. But yeah, dude, I went over to
That's
his
good.
house. I went over to his house and literally standing there in the shower the whole time, I was thinking, damn, I take this for granted literally every day.
Yeah.
Getting in the shower, getting ready, going to work, and just going through the motions of that. And I'm like sitting there thinking, like, there's people that go days, years without showering, and I'm here taking it for granted. So it gave me perspective for sure of like just things every day, electricity, water, running water, clean. I say clean water. I mean, not none of the water like out of the tap isn't clean,
Right.
but just taking those things for granted, like, just helps you. I don't know. That whole situation, like, what I took from it, dude, was we should definitely be thankful for the resources we have and some of the
Yeah.
resources that we have every day that we just take for granted and we just use it,
Mhm.
but it was crazy, man. So nothing too serious here. What about you, Molly?
Yeah, dude, honestly, I was pretty lucky. Nothing happened. Like, I had lights the whole time and I had water the whole time. I think it was because my theory is because I live right next to like what's it called? Fire station. Yeah,
Strip
like
club.
literally.
Oh.
Well, that too. That's on the right. On the left is the fire station. So I think that might be it. I don't know though. I had a buddy though. He didn't have power for like 5 days. So his apartment got
Dang.
like I think it was like high 30s. So he came over here for a little bit. Charged him rent, no big deal. But
That's good, bro. That's smart.
yeah.
We were without power for almost 48 hours fully. It would come on, I think, for maybe an hour or two at a time. When it after like 48 hours, it came on for like an hour or two or something like that. And then me and Daniel live here. Taylor and her mom live a little bit down the road, maybe 8 minutes away, short drive. And then Taylor and Daniel's grandparents live on the other side of town. And so they live in a 55 and up community. So we went over there because they had power like the whole time. And it was crazy because the power would go out for maybe an hour and then we'd have it on for the rest of the night. Like, it was so wild, bro. Like, people, like our whole neighborhood, Taylor's whole neighborhood, were completely without power and at some points without water because of the power and like, how that all works. But for 48 to 24 hours, some people for longer than that. And then their neighborhood was like, of course, it's like 55 and up. They want to keep the elderly nice and warm.
Sure.
But
Right.
we got lucky with that. But people were just, it was wild, bro. We were like, it was weird because if your phone was dead or like, even if it wasn't dead, we didn't have service because we're kind of out further from town. And so there's not good cell reception where we are, and unless there's Wi-Fi. And so it was strange because it's like, you can't really use your phone, which is, not a big deal. But then it gets to a certain point where it's like, okay, we can't go outside. There's like nothing to do inside. We can't even use our phones. Like, what are we doing? It's so boring. It's
Thumb
so
wrestle.
boring.
Yeah, you started fighting.
We started thumb wrestle. I still tried to thumb wrestle myself, dude.
I know, right?
That's how bored I was getting.
That's how bored you were getting.
Which hand won?
The right one.
Not the stranger.
No, man. Probably because I sat on it before I played. That's probably why I lost. But yeah, man, it's wild. It's a weird experience. Yeah, Pinson, that's true. Like, a lot of perspective was gained, and it's just, I mean, it's crazy. You think the whole world is going through that with you, but it's like, that was just Texas. Like, everybody else was fine.
Like, the people that are literally in the northern part of the United States were just fine. Like,
Yeah.
they were getting really cold weather, still getting snow as well, like Wisconsin and Minnesota and all those places. But dude, the way that everything is built there and the way that their power is and everything, they were just fine, dude. Like, it was just,
Yeah.
if this would have happened to them, it just would have been like another day in the park or another day, And it's weird too, to me, in my mind, because I feel like further south got hit worse than like Houston and Austin and even San Antonio got hit worse than Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah.
It makes much sense to me because just overall climate wise, it's colder here than it is there.
But they
Yeah.
never get it there. That's like the
Probably didn't
problem,
make
I
any
think.
sense to me, but. That's crazy, but maybe that's that's crazy. But maybe that's potentially the reason why it was worse, was because everything is just so used to being like kind of hot there, and
Yeah.
it got really cold.
Especially like on the coast, dude, like Galveston and stuff. That was
Ugh.
wild.
Bro,
Yeah.
Houston's gross, dude. Houston's disgusting. I went down there. I went to this town called LaPorte, Texas.
Laporte, dude.
You know where that is?
Yeah. I actually
Sucks,
do.
dude.
I
I had a
actually do.
photo shoot down there, and it was so weird. I went down there for a day, so I drove 4 hours one way, did this photo shoot, didn't know where the place was. After I found it, it was like, it's like there, it's a coast town, like it's right on the coast. It's a port,
Yep.
so
Right.
boats are coming in and out all the time. There's a lot of, I guess, oil, because it's like probably what's traded over there a lot, and Houston's known for oil and stuff. And
Yeah.
it was weird because there was a lot of, what's it called? Just a lot of I don't even know. I don't know what it's called. It was just like a lot. It was a lot of smog in the air. First of all, it was
Dude,
just
I know.
dirty.
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. You want to know why?
Pollution.
Because remember when I did my well, that too, but remember when I did my internship in Houston, dude?
Yeah,
Over that way, I'm not kidding. So I was in Pasadena, which is right by LaPorte,
yeah.
east part of Houston, complete dump.
It
All
dude,
those
really is.
all those factories everywhere, just pumping stuff into the air.
Yeah,
It was disgusting. Like I felt bad like walking outside and taking a gasp of air.
yeah.
Like,
It's so
that bad.
strange.
And I mean, the place that I did my internship at was like super awesome. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. But living there for 3 months was absolute just misery.
And you were there that long?
Yeah, 3 months, 12 weeks.
Dang.
12 weeks I was over there. So I drove by all those factories, Aaron, every single day on my way to work and
Bunch
on
of
my
factories. Yeah, bro. It's legitimately just a bunch of huge, just like exhaust, like it's sticking out of the
big
ground.
cylinders putting out exhaust.
It's crazy, dude. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
should go, Ryan. You should go, Molly.
I used to tell people I hate Houston for 3 reasons. It was 1, traffic, 2, pollution, and 3, James Harden. But I guess I can't say that anymore.
That's
Not
true.
anymore, dude. Not anymore.
Do you like it a little better now?
Yeah, a little
Is
bit.
that how that works?
I'd probably drive through it now. So
I hate James Harden, dude.
yeah, me too.
Dude, I don't like him either, but
Oh, but
dude, I think he's playing better with the Nets, dude. And I didn't think it was gonna work, and we're still gonna find out. But so far, I mean, and Katie's been out too, but
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like he's playing better because he's in a happier situation, maybe.
Yeah.
well, plus he lost weight, so
Right, exactly. He's not going to all the strip clubs and eating all that chicken, dude. So that's what he was doing in the off season. And
Yeah.
y'all saw that picture of him in that light blue warm up, right? Dude,
Yeah.
that was this junk. This isn't James Harden. What the hell?
dude, it was wild because like that week he got traded. And, like next picture you saw, he looked skinny. It was like, what?
He's kind of jacked too. His arms look kind of big.
Chilling in the sauna, or what was he doing, dude?
Oh my
Exactly. No kidding, dude. Dude, he's got all the nutritionists, all like everything at his fingertips, man. It's crazy. Money,
Pinson,
bro.
what do you recommend? So I'm going to take this back to your work right now for a second.
Yeah. Go for it.
I'm so interested in like mobility. As of recently, I've been super interested in like mobility.
Yeah.
And just overall like longevity of my limbs, my joints,
Right.
my ligaments, everything, dude, because I'm listening to more books, and I'm
Right.
also reading more books and listening to more podcasts, and
Right.
I'm like, and watching a lot of YouTube videos because I'm trying to, I think I've told you guys this before, but I was like last year during the quarantine when it started, I started running because all the gyms
Right.
closed.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to run a marathon, but that thing got canceled. And so I went like a whole, probably like 8 months without lifting a weight. And
Dang.
so now I'm getting back into it. I'm growing, and like my muscles
Right.
are getting back to kind of where they were and stuff. And
Right.
I'm feeling these little aches and pains that I don't normally feel. And like, of
Right.
course I know it's getting back into it, but like my shoulder, for instance, like is weird. I was doing a like overhead barbell press today, and it would hurt whenever I would fully like get the range of the motion at the peak, the top.
Right.
And I was like, what the heck? How do I fix this? And so I've been looking it up, and like YouTube videos don't help because it's just like, oh, well, look, rotate your shoulder this way. And I'm like, I want to understand why and how.
Right.
And like,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So the big thing too, and I'm right there with you. And I haven't probably read or watched as much as you had or listened to as many podcasts, but what I have done over the course of this last, really this last like few months, I bought Tom Brady's book, man.
oh, smart. TB12.
Did Pete make you or what?
Nah, dude. He didn't make me. I just, dude, some of the things that I've heard that were in it, I was like, this is kind of interesting, so I'm gonna order it. So I started reading it, and a lot of what he talks about in there, dude, is like flexibility and pliability. Like that's his key word, is pliability. Like his idea, like
plywood,
or like plywood, basically. So his whole routine is making sure that he stays flexible so that his muscles are able to fire appropriately. Like that's the point behind stretching. You're supposed to stretch so that you can more properly contract your muscles when you're doing strength exercises, when you're doing more explosive type exercises.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he puts such a heavy emphasis on it. So definitely flexibility is massive. And really, he talks about in his book about how, like, the reasoning why. Like, he talks about the reasoning why he focuses mostly like on using pliability and only using like resistance bands and body weight type exercises, because he's like, for me as a quarterback in the NFL, like, what is my job? Like, first off, figure out what your job is. Like, what are you built to do? I'm a quarterback. Why in the offseason do I need to run wind sprints? Why in the offseason do I need to max rep one set of 350 pounds? Like, there's no point. Like, I need to be able to, get around in the pocket, work on a little bit of agility. But outside of that, and making sure his arm's still staying strong, like, there's no need for me to do those things. So why would I do it? And he goes on to say, like, the reason that people think that lifting weights and doing resistance training and lifting heavier means you're getting a better workout is because that's what's drilled into you when you're in middle school, dude.
Yeah.
And then that just starts a vicious cycle. So like in middle school, and I think we could all agree that like our middle school coaches probably don't know a lick about like the body's anatomy or how muscles really function. They're just like, all right, lift it, damn it. And it's just like, and guess what? You're going to do it. Why? Because you're an idiot middle schooler who doesn't know, you're going through all these changes in your body.
Yeah.
In other ways that you don't even focus on anything else. Like, you're not supposed to know. You're in 7th and 8th grade. So, but you do what they say so that you can play. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then that starts a vicious cycle. So then you get into high school and you listen to what they have to say. And as it gets like into the higher ranks, like into college and stuff, and obviously into the pros, like, I feel like strength coaches are way better trained, like especially when you get to college. There's no strength coaches in high school. Like in high school basketball, our coaches that were telling us to lift weights were, guys who were basketball coaches. They weren't even necessarily guys that knew a lot about exercising themselves, honestly, I don't think. And so that kind of brought up a good point. Like, it was kind of like, wow, it's kind of interesting, like how he brought up the vicious cycle of why people do those types of things and why people get injured is because they follow that vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And he said, like, until you're willing to challenge it, which kids aren't going to, but until you're willing to challenge why, like, ask yourself, why am I being asked to do this? And why would it be bad for me? Then things are going to continue to remain the same. But it was kind of insightful. And I read into a little bit about his nutrition and
vegan, right?
Yeah. Well, for any of you that are listening that want to try the TB12 method, you'll have to tell me how it goes because I'll never do it.
Yeah.
It's insane, dude. Like, it's pretty much vegan. Well, I wouldn't say vegan
But
because
more vegetarian.
it's like it's more vegetarian. He has like 20 to 25% of his diet is compromised of protein. So there's not a lot of protein. He eats like a ton of vegetables like every day with every meal. And then the other thing was the last thing that he said really is like staying hydrated plays like such a massive role in like how your body functions overall, on how much rest you get, on your brain function, on your cardiovascular system. That basically his suggestion was, and what he does is he at least take your body weight, cut it in half, and that's at least how much ounces of water you should be drinking per day.
Wow.
At least. And he said like that's his minimum. Like that would be a bad day if he only drank half of his body weight in ounces in water. And so thinking about that, like I weigh like only like 190-ish pounds. And I already drink plenty of water, but like sometimes there's days like when I get super busy at work that, dude, I do not stay hydrated. And I definitely think it plays a factor in like mental sharpness and things like that. But
that's
it's crazy,
wild.
dude. Like you should buy his book. It's cool. Y'all should both read it. It's very interesting. And you know, some of it I'll read through and like I'll agree with, but and some of it I won't. But there's a lot of good points in it and things about like working out and stuff. And
yeah,
cool. I like it.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. Is Michelob good for hydration?
Is Michelob good for hydration? Well, of course.
Basically water.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
I don't drink near enough water, honestly. I need to start drinking more. That does make sense though, especially with the flexibility and the pliability aspect of it. Because I just recently in January, so not too recent, but pretty recent, I went to this gym in South Austin called True Fusion Fitness, and super cool gym, dude. It's basically, they call it True Fusion because it's a fusion of bar, which is like dance type, you know, high intensity, yoga, and then Pilates. So it's like a bunch of high intensity mixes like together, and then they also have them separately. And there's also some like kettlebell weight stuff, dumbbell weight stuff, like very lightweight, but higher reps, higher intensity. And the rooms are in each room, depending on the workout or how tough it is or like what you're doing, it's heated. So like they had some 100-degree classes, 90-degree, 80-degree. And then it's also, they raise the humidity in there. And so you're sweating a ton. The majority of your exercises are used like basically in a hold, like in a stretch position.
Right.
So you leave like you just did yoga, but you're tired like you just like did the most intense, high intensity workout you've ever done. And
that's cool, dude.
I felt like amazing after that because you get so much stretching in. The only thing is you have to drink twice as much water because you're in like a sauna basically every time. But
exactly.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. And ever since I stopped going, it's hard to just, it's hard to just will yourself to do yoga. I don't know if you guys have ever done yoga, but it's amazing. Yoga is amazing. It's just hard to do, like on your own.
Right. So after I started kind of reading through like Tom Brady stuff, I personally I want to say maybe into December, beginning of January, started doing yoga. So I have the Peloton app and I can like stream it on the TV. So
nice.
I started doing yoga classes, dude, straight up. And it's been interesting, dude. Like it opened your eyes into how not flexible you are. Like the person on the screen is like going like full range of motion in this one way, and I'm like, I don't know, probably not even 1/6 of what she's doing. And I'm like, well, I'm getting a really good stretch, but this chick is like freaking going exorcist style, like almost twisting and it's crazy, dude. But yeah, dude, it's good, and you do feel good after. Like I definitely say that I feel good after doing it. But I think it's important, dude, to stay flexible, and that's something I tell my patients too. And so it's just kind of one of those things where you want to practice what you preach, right? So I've been trying to stretch a little bit more, and but it's been good. But I agree with you. Like, do people hate yoga and people hate stretching? Why? Because it's boring as hell. You're just sitting there. you're sitting in these poses or you're holding this pose or you're stretching your hamstring or whatever. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not as fun as lifting weights, as bench pressing or doing pull-ups or whatever, right?
Right.
So that's why people.
Yeah, it's a lot of
it's crucial, dude. It's part of recovery.
Right.
So,
it's a lot of breathing and really just inward. Honestly, your internal strength. Like, can I hold this pose for 30 seconds that it's asking for? Like, I'm going a little bit further than what's comfortable, and it's hurting. Can I hold it for just a couple more seconds? It's like the mental aspect of it. It also super good for your mental strength, I would say.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, it's cool. Ryan, you've been
inner strength, Maldy. Do you think it could get any higher than it is for you right now?
Inner strength?
You should try yoga.
It's an all-time low. What are you about to ask?
I was gonna say, what have you been up to, bro? You've been your fitness been on, or not really, or in between, or what's going on?
It's been up and down, dude.
That's life, bro.
True, big time. Before I moved to this new place, I just moved here about a month ago, I would say.
Mm-hmm. You're in Compton, right? Compton, California.
Basically, dude. Felt like it. No, but I was fortunate enough to live like right next to this gym, and so I would go there at least 3-4 times a week, which was already more than what I was doing before I moved there. When I lived in Cedar Park, dude, it was nuts. Like, I got so far out of it because I was like, it was my own fault because you can make time, but like that time, dude, it was just, I was doing stuff like all day, and it was just like weighing on my mental. So like I didn't feel like I had the energy.
Right.
But once I moved, dude, started trying to go to the gym more, and then I moved here, and I have a gym here, but of course, you know, with COVID, they're only open like 9 to 6, and I literally work 9 to 6
working hours. It's dumb.
Yeah, literally. But I think maybe they'll open up. But anyway, so yesterday actually I started like going to this park that I found down the street. Pretty nice park, dude. It doesn't feel sketchy at all. So I went out there and I was doing sprints actually, dude. It felt freaking good. I love sprints.
Really?
I love sprints more than I like long distance, dude. I know Pinson's the opposite. Pinson's always been a long distance type of dude.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, I hate the slow death of freaking running long. So,
bro, I'll tell you what, it's pretty miserable at first. I will not lie to you. But the more you do it, like it's just like really anything in life. And I've, like I said, I've been listening to a lot of like podcasts and reading a lot of books lately, and it's like there's like a common theme in these successful people, and not to say that not any of us are successful, but these you know, measurably successful people who have these podcasts with all these listeners and write these books, there's a common theme, and it's like you basically daily you need to challenge yourself to do something that you're scared of or that makes you uncomfortable, and that is how you grow, right? And it sounds easy. It's like, oh, that's easy, I'll just, you know, do whatever you're scared of. It's like I'll just do it, or I'll try it, but it's so easy to put in the back of your mind. It's so easy to just sit on the couch and not force yourself to do something that you don't want to do.
Easy to be comfortable, dude.
It's so easy. And 100%. So like with running long distance, it's the same. It's like, because although I didn't run this marathon, I got to the 20-mile mark. Like I ran 20 miles without stopping. That is crazy. Shoot. 20 miles, bro. It doesn't sound like a lot, but legit, I live in Georgetown. If I was to run to Austin right now, it's only 14 miles. I'd still have 6 miles to go. That's so crazy. It takes me 30 minutes to get to Georgetown. I mean, to get to Austin.
Forrest Gump, dude.
Dude, I was gonna grow my beard out in my hair for the marathon, and I was gonna get a red hat and put it on like Forrest Gump, but got canceled. So I shaved my beard because I look like a you know, a terrorist. So I had to shave it. And but yeah, bro, I just think it's like it's one of those things where you learn to love it because you hate it. You know, it's like it sucks so bad, but it's like once you don't do it, like you miss a day or two of running, you're like, oh dude, I need to get that again. I need to go out there and freaking
dude. I see, and that's my problem. Like I used to have that, and then like I freaking just fell far, dude. Like I used to be in all right shape. Where like if I like back in the day, like even after high school. Like if I didn't play ball or I didn't do some kind of cardio or something, I would just feel bad, you know?
Yeah.
And like I fell out of that hard. I don't know what it was, probably whatever. But like now,
No.
dude, I'm so far like away from that. It's kind of also discouraging at the start.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and I think that's like it's kind of like when you don't play ball for a while and you jump back out there and you can't handle the same. You get frustrated. You're like,
Yeah.
dude, I know I could freaking do this, you know? So it's kind of similar to that.
Yeah. It honestly starts with you saying, I can do it. I just have to do it. You know, it starts. I try to be more positive in my own speech towards myself, and it's like I can do it. I just need to do it. Like I just need to do it. It's not like you can't. You're like you can do it. I know you can. We've seen it before. We've seen you unlock some sort of other side, bro. You have been in like crazy shape before, and so it's not far-fetched for you to do it again. It's just, you know,
Right.
that first step is the hardest one, obviously, you know, always.
For
So dude, remember that one time, both of you guys were there. Remember that one time whenever I stole Pinson's phone in the hotel room?
sure.
Dude, was that in Kansas? Where was that?
I think that had to be Kansas, I think.
Like it was Kansas, yeah.
Dude, we were in Kansas. The Granbury High School team had a had a basketball camp in Kansas, and there was all like the whole varsity squad. I think I was a freshman. I had to have been a freshman if you guys were on varsity. So
yeah,
I went, but I wasn't playing. I went just to go because my dad went, my brother was playing, and dude, we were all in the hotel room, and Pinson went to the bathroom or something. He left, or he was somewhere, but he left his phone. And I was like, I'm notorious for, you know, kind of like sneakily grabbing someone's phone or like tapping them on the shoulder, you know, like the little pranks, the little prank stuff is what I'm
the little
notorious
Via
for.
pranks, bro. The little
Yeah.
Via pranks.
And I grabbed Pinson's phone and he got pissed. He went immediately up to me and he's like, dude, you have my phone? And I was like, no, I don't have it. And like, we were playing this game and there was probably like what? Most of the basketball team was in there. And Hayden Whitley was in there, and Hayden was he was like egging me on. So I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's go. Like, I don't have it. Hayden doesn't have it. Nobody has it. Where'd you leave it? And Pinson was getting so mad, bro. And he was like, all right, give me my freaking phone now. And then did the lights get turned off? I'm pretty sure they did.
I think so.
It was dark, and then the lights got turned on, and then he was just naked. And then the lights turned off again, and we all ran because we had no idea where he was going, dude. What was going through your mind, Pinson?
Dude, what was going through my mind is the only way I could get my phone back is if I took it to the level of me getting naked and chasing you. That's what it was.
That's
dude.
the only way, dude.
The only way, dude. The only way is through nudity, I guess.
That's logical.
That's the mole of death had to come play, man. He had to come in for
The mole of life was there, and then the mole of death. You turn the lights back on, and the mole of death was there. So.
Dude, let me tell you something about that. Every time Pinson would turn off the lights, like from that point on, I knew I was always in the safe zone, dude, because me and Pinson, you know, we've been through it for a while.
Exactly.
And so it was always like me and Pince against Zach and Brain.
Yeah.
Like, it's the old apartment.
Yeah.
And so whenever he would turn off the lights, Brennan would just start freaking out because Brennan knew like he was target number one.
Yeah.
And so like I would just sit there just dying laughing. I knew Pinson wasn't coming for me. And it was so funny just being in that point and just watching Brennan just like squirm.
Almost cry like a little girl too. It was really funny.
Turn on the light. Yeah.
Dude, he's
Turn on the
scared of
lights
the
right
dark.
now. Turn on the lights right now. It was funny, dude. That was.
Oh, that's freaking funny.
The other thing I remember about Kansas, dude, I think you probably remember this too, but if you remember, we all went to Cece's.
Yep.
And we all got those fake mustaches from the coin machine, right? And we all were like going back to the room or whatever, and everybody's like, "All right, this is I think before the phone incident, or maybe after. I don't remember. Either way, we had all had the fake mustaches, and we were taking a picture. And all of a sudden, dude, I start feeling sick to my stomach, bro, and I just back in the middle of like in front of everyone. They're like, "What the hell?"
Dude, you know why I remember that so clearly?
Because you were like right there, I remember,
It's
right?
got on my shirt, bro.
Exactly.
Dude, that stuff
Oh my God.
you hurled and it got on my shirt.
Yeah, that was
Ooh.
shout out Cece's. Your pizza sucks.
Come on, bro. That's a sponsor, dude. You gotta take it easy.
Yeah, dude, chill out.
And never mind.
Eventually, one of these days, we'll get comfortable enough to where we'll just say whatever comes to our minds, man.
All right, exactly.
That's so funny, dude.
But yeah, those were good times, man. Lots of good memories with basketball. Lots of trips, dude. Not just to like Kansas or wherever else we went, dude, but just like other places, like just fall league games or summer league games or whatever in Mineral Wells or Weatherford or wherever, dude. Just we played a lot of basketball.
Bro, yeah, it's crazy.
A lot. San Antonio, places like that, dude. It was a lot of fun.
It's weird, right? It's like, it's so weird because I know at one point my goal was to be in the NBA. Like that was like, I got this. Like I know what I have to do. All I got to do is practice hard, make my shots, do my layups, and
be 6'4".
At that, yeah, be 6'4", nail dunk, dude. It's so crazy because at that point in our lives, we have no idea about like nutrition, proper like honestly proper like cardio. Our cardio was not good. Well, you play to get the cardio, but like
right.
It's like other than that, we weren't doing anything to like help or like get better at that. But we would be in the gym. That was essentially that was like our religion. Our religion was basketball, and we were worshiping it. We were playing that every day, dude. We were praying to that ball, dude. And
that's good to an extent, but like I know like my problem was, you know, like I had tendonitis like senior year, and like literally all it would have taken was just to stretch more like before I got it. Like literally like take some pressure off my hamstrings and stuff. Like that's it, dude. It's just as simple as that. And I remember like when I got to college, I like took a little break and then I started stretching before I would play, and it was like way better, dude. Like way better.
Right.
Yeah.
So like little things like that, we didn't even know. Like we just thought, hey, we just play, we'll be good. Or like I would eat like trash, you know, like I would eat Panda before the games. Like,
dude, exactly. Yeah. You go to Chicken E or Panda or wherever, dude. Chick-fil-A, Chicken E. Go there and just eat this massive ass meal before going out. I'm surprised none of us ever threw up. It's just because we were such good cardio shape that we could do that. But like, if I did that now, I probably would throw up, like straight up.
Yeah,
the real basketball game. But
remember the annual tournament?
Maldy, we should have done more head stretches in high school, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So, Aaron, let me tell you this real quick. So one funny thing, and obviously there's several with me and Maldy, but in between us, but one that we can share on this podcast. Before each basketball game, for whatever reason, me and Maldy would do this stretch where he and I would put our head, we would take turns, put our head in between the other person's calves, and the other person would squeeze their head. That's literally what we do.
Push them together.
Literally, like we would do all the other stretches that the coaches wanted us to do, which obviously, like for Maldy's sake, didn't really help him. For me, it didn't matter because I was riding the bench either way. But yeah, dude, we just do that at the end for whatever reason. I don't know who came up with it. Me
like
or him.
This, like you put your leg like here.
Like here's Maldy's head, or here's my head, and here's Maldy standing, and his calves would just like squeeze my head.
Oh, okay.
It's like if you had a headache and like you were gonna like squeeze your hands on your head because you have a headache to like get a release.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it's because we would do like in the tunnel before we like be like 5 minutes for game time. We would do teams like group stretching. Like, yeah. So it'd just be two of us, and we would always like he'd grab my leg, pull it up, you know, hamstring, whatever. And then last one, we would just like look at each other, like we knew what to do. Like, all right, it's time.
It's time.
Just squeeze, and then like it was like good luck for some reason. I don't know how it started. I really don't even remember when it started, but it did.
That's funny, dude.
Just like Deja Blue with a spout and
Deja Blue with a spout. Yeah.
And extra bubble gum, dude.
Extra bubble gum. That's right.
Dang, bro. Dude, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I would record your games. I was like the video guy.
Right.
Dude, I hated that, and I loved it so much. I hated it because I would like, obviously I would want to watch the game. I wouldn't want to be recording. And so when you record, it's like you're watching this little flip screen, And you have to look at that, because if you're not looking at it, then you're not going to know where to follow.
Right.
Because you can, I try to watch it and flip, but like your hands either go too fast or you're too slow. And there's like, you know, if you're trying to use that for game film as like a learning tool,
right,
you have to see all of it. You can't just see like somebody, like, let's say the frame is like here, and then you see him dribbling past half court, bringing the ball up. It's like, you need to see him dribble, because what if he's getting like double teamed or something?
right.
Dude, I would always watch like the game, and then I'd be like, oh my gosh, like this is intense. And then the camera would be on the one side, and I'd be like, oh shoot. Dude, it was like fun and not fun, because I was by myself, but I got to be around you guys a ton, like on the bus rides with like Riley Wood going crazy. And oh my gosh, it's so fun, bro. Crazy times.
Dude, I remember listening to some of those, like, you know how they would burn the games and give it to us after the season or whatever.
Yeah.
I listened to some of those, and I remember like Will would be down there with you, just distracting you, saying the wildest things. That guy's nuts.
That's hilarious. You guys still have your game films, some of them at least?
I think my parents do. Yeah,
probably.
I think they do.
Yeah, that's wild. That'd be cool to watch sometime. Dude, Ryan, I wanted to ask you about this, bro. Maldi. It's weird. I call both of you Ryan, but
R squared.
Yeah. Can y'all hear that? My roommate Ben is playing Call of Duty or something. Okay, you can't hear that. No. He gets into it, bro. It's so funny. Dude, Ryan, I don't know if you'd be willing to talk about this, bro, but you dude, I really don't really truly know what happened. I remember one day I woke up, or like my mom was just like, have you talked to Ryan recently? Nobody could get a hold of him. And I was like, no, what? Like, I talked to him like the other day, you know, this is when we were all like hanging out and doing all this stuff. So you know what I'm talking about now? Is ringing any bells?
I mean, I have an idea, yeah.
Are you willing to talk about that, or no? If not, it's fine.
I mean, yeah, I don't.
It's totally up to you. I just wanted to ask. It's not like I meant to put you on the spot intentionally, but if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to.
Bring it on, dude.
All right. Well, let's talk about it, bro. What happened, bro? So I'll tell it from my perspective, and then you can go ahead and fill in the gaps. But basically, bro, I woke up and people were like, dude, where's Ryan? You know, where's he at? He's not answering calls. His mom doesn't know where he's at. And I was like, I don't know. I'm sure he's fine. Like, knowing you're very self-sufficient and you're a very independent person. It's like, he's probably just doing something he doesn't want anybody knowing about. Like, he's probably just chilling, you know? So me and my brother were cool. Like, the whole day we were just cool.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like, tension builds. People hype things up where they're like not supposed to be hyped up, and like 100%. Drama. They get dramatized, right? Where it's like, okay, this is getting crazy. And so obviously your parents were worried, which is understandable. But like everybody else is like, where's Ryan? Where's Ryan? Tweets are going out. I'm seeing tweets. I'm seeing like, you know, all these Facebook stuff. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, I'm starting to worry. And so I call you, I text you, and nothing. And like, and then the next thing I know, like, was it like a day later or 2 days later?
It was about a day. Yeah.
About a day. Yeah. Like it in reality, it was only like less than 24 hours, right? Maybe a 24-hour period, but like,
right. Yeah, maybe a 24-hour period, but yeah.
Long enough to where people were concerned, and like,
yeah, 100%.
And then you just showed up, man. What happened, bro?
Yeah, dude. So I'll set the scene real quick.
Before you start, dude, that just should show you that people love you, bro.
Straight up. And I think that was one of the biggest things that, you know, like, obviously after you hear what I'm about to say, like, I was like pretty down on myself because, you know, the situation. But yeah, that was one of the silver linings in it all, because a bunch of people were like showing their support and stuff, which I appreciate. But yeah, to set the scene, so I believe it was a Saturday, something like that. Anyways, I just worked a shift at the pool because I was still there. And it was like a day, I left at like 2, so I left early. I went to the Y, and I was working out. The reason I left early is because I had a friend who lived in this area now. Let's see what area it was. Grand Prairie area at the time. And she hit me up. She's like, hey, I got these tickets to this concert. And I don't everybody go. You want to go? Like, you don't have to pay nothing. I was like, yeah, I'll go, but I'll throw something in. But so I was like, cool, I'll go. So then I went to work out before, and then I left there and went to go meet up with her. So then we were at the concert, dude, and pretty good concert. It's a country concert. It's cool, whatever. We're there for a while. I had a few brews. And when I say a few, I mean a few because they were like $11 a piece.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at that time, I'm on pool money, dude. So I'm you know what I mean? I had to pay for gas. Yeah, I had to pay for gas there. I'd have to give her a little bit of money, and then I had to eat, and then so it was just a bunch. So then we go to the concert. We leave probably ends about 11, I would say. And then I haven't seen her in a while, and she's like, "Hey, like let's hang out." And I was like, "Cool." So we went to like this little park area by this water, and we literally just talked for a while, dude. Like, it was cool. It was a cool talk. So then she drops me off in my car, and I start driving home. And when I start driving home, I get a flat tire, and it's late at this point. So I'm like, shoot. So I pull into the gas station, dude, and of course it's closed. So I pull into like the where you get air, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I get out and I go look at it, and I mean it's donezo. But it's pretty late, so I call her. I'm like, hey, like this just happened. Can you help me out? She's like, yeah, I'll come. Me and my cousin will come. I was like, all right. So I'm waiting there, and like after I got off the phone with her, my phone died. So I'm sitting there without a phone. I'm standing on the outside of the car. I'm just waiting for somebody to pull up. Like I'm waiting for her to pull up. And then a couple cops pull up, dude. It's like 3 cop cars, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm waiting on a ride. Like my tire popped or whatever." And he was like, "All right, like been drinking." I was honest with him. I said, "I had a few like 3 hours ago at the concert or whatever, 2 or 3 hours, whatever it was." He's like, "All right, well, when you test you," I was like, "All right." So he did the eye test, and when he did the eye test, dude, he was like, he like immediately was like, "Well, I can tell you're extremely intoxicated," and I was like, "What?" And so like he like walked away, and then he's like, "Sit on this curb." So I'm sitting on the curb, and I'm freaking out, dude, because this is my first like interaction, you know, and like I'm 21 at the time, and like you know, it's just I don't feel comfortable because I don't know how to act. So I'm sitting there and I'm just asking his friend, like, "Hey man, like what's going on? What do I do?" And he's like, "Oh man, you should be all right. You should be all right." So then he comes back from his car and basically cuffs me, throws me in his car. He's like, "You're going to jail." And so I was like, "Are you serious?" And like I remember, like I wasn't trying to be like a problem or nothing, but like he threw me in the car and we were driving to the station. He was like, I was like, "Dude, like what do I do? Like you know, there's worse people out there. We're just waiting on a ride." And he was like, "Yeah, there's worse people, but I don't know where they're at." So I was like, "God, this dude."
Damn.
So anyways, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, he's I don't know if he got power hungry or whatever, but yeah, so I was in there for a while, like 18 hours, dude. But the reason why I blew up is because that next morning I was supposed to me and my dad were supposed to wake up and we're gonna go to Windstar. And when he didn't show up, he knew if he's like, "Hey," like he always shows up. It's not like him. He didn't hear from me. I didn't text him. I didn't call him or nothing.
Right.
So yeah, dude, I was in there for a while and then I got out, and yeah, it's pretty rough.
How's your butt?
Nah, dude, I was in a good part of like they put me in like just like a holding place. We had like TV, like so I was watching like Man of Steel for a while, like the Superman movie.
Yeah.
And then there was like 2 dudes in there and they were cool. And I remember like there was this one dude, he was in there, and I guess he had like this chick come get him out. He's like, "Hey man, like give me your mom's number, I'll call her when I get out." And so I did. And he actually did call her, but she like found out where I was before that, so she was already in the way. Right. And so I thought that was pretty cool how that guy was.
Dude, that is
real
cool.
Chill about it. Yeah.
You still keep up with what was his name? Prison Mike?
Dude, funny thing about that guy, real quick, is he was freaking out the whole time because he was like, "Man, I'm just in town to see my girl," and like he was like, what did he say? He's like, "Yeah, I was at a stop sign and saw this cop pull up, and I just threw my bottle of Hennessy under the seat." And he was like, "I knew I was about to go to jail because I had a warrant." I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, dude. I just hope my girl doesn't get my phone in the car because she ain't gonna like what she sees." So that was pretty funny, but
Dang, bro, he's about to go to jail twice in one night, dude. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's nuts, bro. Yeah, that was crazy, dude. That
That's
doesn't even
wild,
feel
bro.
real anymore. Honestly, that's how long it's been.
It
But
doesn't seem real. I mean,
nah, I mean,
that doesn't go? You got that taken care of though, right? With you had a lawyer
yeah,
and stuff.
oh yeah.
I remember
There's
that. That was a
no
weird
evidence.
process, but yeah, I remember that too. That's
That
wild, though,
sucked
dude.
too, because
That's wild, bro. Glad you're okay,
that
man.
yeah, I mean that sucked too, dude. Like I just said, I was making that pool money, so I still had to
Oh
help
shoot,
help
yeah.
pay for that. So,
That's nuts.
but yeah, dude.
I remember my perspective from that. Like, I remember like trying to text Smalley or call him or something, and normally, like, at least back in those times, like we were really super responsive. Whereas now, like sometimes it will be a day before we're responding to each other or whatever. Or if we're not tuned into the same game, like whatever, we're on different schedules more now than we were then. But normally we'd be pretty responsive to text each other. And I was like, why isn't he texting me back? And yeah, man. So I was part of the freak out crowd, man. I was like, oh shit, like did he get in did he like what happened? Like did he, because I had no idea. And I remember Maldi telling me that he tried calling me from jail, bro. But I straight up, bro, I never had a missed call, dude. I tried calling his ass like at least 26 times.
That's
And
crazy, bro.
I never got
Your one
I
phone
swear
call,
I
you
never got a
called
call.
Pitts,
And
and
what's
you
funny
fucking
is, dude, what's funny is let Maldi tell you this, but he dialed my number because my number is like only ones he could memorize.
Yeah. So I know, like, you
Because
do
ours
that
are
one.
similar, right?
Yeah, pretty similar. You get that one call, and I call my mom, and she didn't answer, which let down. But like, so like, I was trying to sneak it where I could get another one without them seeing, and I tried, but like, my dad just changed his number, and that dude always answers. So if I would have known his number, I would have been
Right.
fine. But so then they put you when you're in the cell or in the little holding thing where I was at in Grand Prairie. There's like 4 phones on the wall, and they're only running from certain times. But like,
Right.
what I didn't know then is they were like, yeah, they only work for landlines. I'm like, I don't know any landline numbers, dude.
that's
It's like,
annoying, bro. That's why nobody. That's so messed up. That's just like a systemic thing right there, bro. Come on,
yeah, dude.
upgrade.
I kept punching in Pinson's number, and he just kept letting me down, dude. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking during the time. But
Should have had a landline, dude. I should have given you Marla's home phone. Straight up, bro. Should have made you
That's
memorize
wild,
that
bro.
one. Dang.
Dude, you guys are crazy, man. Both of you guys, especially you, Pinson, that freaking Luca haircut you got.
Hey.
Heck yeah.
I would.
Well, dudes, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's kind of a weird note to end on, Ryan going to jail, but
you gotta do me like that, dude.
you were in prison, right? Not jail. You went to prison, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Embezzlement, dude.
He was incarcerated.
He was in Alcatraz.
Pretty much.
Dude, I'm gonna use that as that's clickbait right there. Ryan went to jail.
Ryan went to Alcatraz.
That's it. You'll be hearing from my lawyer right away. Then.
What's his name? Jonathan.
Shout out Jonathan.
That's funny.
You know, I never met that guy at all.
That's so crazy.
He just took my money and ran,
lawyer.
dude.
Yeah, he did.
Over the pants. No,
over the fence. All right, boys. Well, let's wrap this up.
Sweet.
I ask people this at the end of the show because just in case you like people want to connect with you or something, maybe somebody about physical therapy or maybe somebody writing about grad school or coaching or one of those two things. Where can people reach you guys at? I'd like to end it like that. And
definitely.
Yeah, Pinson, where can people reach you at?
Really, yeah. Honestly, best way to get a hold of me. Really, I'm super responsive to my email. So I can have Aaron post this as well, but just letter R, my last name Pinson at TMI, like too much information, sportsmed.com. And
Cool.
if anybody ever has any questions or anything with regards to PT, I don't mind once I get the chance. Got a really busy schedule, but once I get the chance to kind of look over what's going on and helping some people out and
Cool, bro. And what's
sharing
the
stuff.
name of your clinic? Just shout that out real quick.
Yeah, TMI Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The original location's in Arlington, and I'm actually at the location over in Frisco, not too far away from Toyota Stadium where FC Dallas plays.
Dang, that's cool.
But we are our company is partnered with the Texas Rangers and the Dallas Stars. So I work with patients, not necessarily professional athletes, but patients of the doctors who are the doctors for the Rangers and the Stars. So mainly have more interaction with the doctor for the Stars. But yeah, I see him every Monday and Friday, and it's good. It's cool, man. It's cool to be able to work alongside doctors, just because I feel like it allows the patient to have more continuity of care versus having to go to this office, then this office, then this office, then
Right.
this office. So I like this environment a lot, and really this is the spot where I wanted to land right when I got out of school. So I'm blessed to be where I'm at, and really like it. Yeah. So TMI Sports Medicine Orthopedics, Arlington or Frisco, but you can catch me in Frisco.
Dope, dude.
Sir.
What you, Maldi?
Dude, so I'm not really on social media that much.
You're off the grid, baby.
I've been trying to live off the grid for a while, do my thing.
Just throw your phone number out there. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, I don't know.
Is it a landline?
Too soon. Nah, just kidding. Dude, I don't know. If you want to reach out to me, you know how to reach me. Tell me a joke, dude. I need some jokes in my life. I'll tell you what though, if they're not funny, I will block you. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. That's good to hear. And I know how to get a hold of you guys. Ryan, you have Twitter. You're not super active on Twitter, but maybe if somebody would like to DM you, Maldi, then that's how they could get a hold of you. So I'll throw that in there too. But dope, dudes. I freaking love you guys. I really appreciate you jumping on this, man.
This is fun.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to do this in person sometime.
Definitely.
And then
definitely in person, and then see each other soon, dude. It's been entirely too long with the pandemic, everything that's been going on, and everybody being like, me and Maldi moved back to DFW, and then Aaron, you took our place down there, dude.
Yeah, in Austin, baby.
So hold it down there, and do one of these times we need to plan like a guys trip down there. That'd be fun.
Dude, even then, like I've been back since July, and I've seen Pinson once.
One time, dude.
Right.
It's crazy. So
one time.
And I know it was like the same thing when I moved over there. Like he was there for a little bit, and I saw him like twice.
Yep,
so
exactly.
It's crazy, dude.
It sucks, man, because like you like when you're looking back on all the like true time that we had together, like more free time, like in high school, of course, but even in college, like, dude, sometimes you take those things for granted, bro.
Yeah. They tell you to like take advantage of those situations. You're like, whatever. Like, and just one day, it
doesn't feel like it's gonna end. Especially after the fact of you and Zach and Aaron too coming up to Lubbock. Like, yeah, like we're like this is gonna last forever. Like we'll always be in the same area and blah blah blah. And it just like kind of sadly comes to an abrupt halt, and we all started like going our own paths. And obviously, I got married and working. Maldi, you're working.
The cool thing about it though, dude, is like with us specifically, like our group and like people that we're close with, like we might not talk all the time and we may not see each other all the time, but I feel like it's like this though, like we can hop on and just pick up like nothing, dude.
Pick you right back up. Exactly.
People say it like all the time, like it's like that, but with us specifically, it really is like that. And that's cool, dude. It's not like we don't want to talk to each other. It's just things happen. So
exactly,
life, bro.
Exactly.
Hey, Maldi, remember that one time whenever we were living at the Grove, and I don't know, you might not even remember this, but we moved the couch from one side to the other, and there was probably 50 bottles under there, 50 plastic water bottles under there from my brother. I don't know why I just thought of that, bro, but it's just
dude, I freaking hated the Grove, dude.
yeah,
Remember,
that
like
was whack.
the tiles would like move every time.
Yeah.
God, yeah, that place was bad, dude.
What was
Memories though?
What was y'all's favorite apartment in Lubbock? If y'all had to pick.
I only lived in two. It was the
That's
Grove,
true.
and then it was Thrive, which was Gateway previously.
Gateway, right?
Yeah.
Which is where Brennan's car got stolen, right? His truck?
Dude, Brennan's car got stolen, and then legitimately a week later, my truck got broken into and my radio got stolen. Like my head unit got stolen. It was touchscreen, window was shattered. I remember I had to drive home to Granbury 4+ hours away with a trash bag on my window. And it was like, and it was freezing cold. And I remember I had the heat on full blast pointed at me. My hands were on the steering wheel to where the heaters were hitting my hands. And I had my AirPods in because I had no freaking radio. It was horrible, dude. It was so funny. And it started raining.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It was crazy. Dude. It was just like
funny, dude.
It was wild, bro.
You can't make that stuff up, dude. That's funny.
Yeah, that's wild.
Seriously.
Yeah. But bro, his truck got stolen, and then a week later my car got smashed into and broken. It was
Gateway or Thrive's got a problem, man.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I think the best place I lived was probably, besides the house I rented, it was probably Raiders Pass. Honestly.
Hey,
wow.
Yeah. Really was.
Dude, Raiders Pass was good. And then like Gateway, when I lived with Big Head, it was cool, dude. Like it was way better than it was whenever me, Brain, and Aaron moved there. Like when we moved there,
we don't have that water damage because of that idiot upstairs.
That's true. Yeah. Woke up to a flood. Almost got electrocuted, but
no kidding.
Zach was so mad I woke him up. He's like, dude, we'll just worry about it tomorrow. I'm like, dude, it's literally dripping down my ceiling right now. Like, what do you want me to
do? Zach's so funny, bro. He's so funny. That's so dumb, dude.
All right, real quick before we get off, we got 3 major fights this weekend, gentlemen.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
3 title fights. 3 title fights. So we got who's Adesanya fighting? Blankowitz?
Jan, yeah. Blankowitz or Blachowicz or something like that.
So who's gonna win that one?
That's tough because Adesanya's moving up, right? Like he's fighting up for this one, and it's he's gonna have obviously speed. He's gonna have agility on his side. Obviously, his hands are way better because he's just a way better boxer and kickboxer. But that dude Jan, if he catches you with the punch, you're gonna be sleeping on the floor.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know, dude. I want Adesanya to win, I think, but I think I got to go with him. But it's not like it's not like the slower heavyweight is going up against this, Adesanya. It's like this guy has legit, there's a legit chance he could catch him and knock him out. Or
100%.
Dude,
yeah. $100,000 you're betting on what's his nuts?
Yeah, Adesanya. 100K I'm betting on Adesanya, but I'll be sweating. My butt is gonna be clenched the whole time.
I'll back you on that. I'll throw $100,000 of my Monopoly money into on Adesanya. I don't think he's losing.
Yeah, I
don't think he's losing.
He's freaking.
All right, who's the other one? We got Nunez. Who is she fighting? Doesn't matter, right?
Doesn't matter.
I call her
Nunez
cricket legs,
winning, bro.
I call her cricket legs, bro. She's fighting cricket legs because this lady has the longest legs. Obviously, seen a cricket's legs, bro. When she throws a front kick, that's exactly what it looks like. It's a cricket's leg.
I'll have to look for that, dude. Cricket.
She's so tall. I don't know if you saw
Anderson Silva or what?
Megan Anderson. That's who you're talking about.
Megan Anderson. She's so tall, dude. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys saw the face-off today. I think it was, but she was like Nunez was like this, and that girl's like
way up there,
looking up at her like this. It was wild.
That's nuts.
I got Nunez though. It's hard to bet against her, dude. She's the lioness. She's a stud, dude.
She's incredible.
Molly, she would beat your ass, dude.
Hey, 100%. Yeah, I'm not even denying that, dude.
And he would like it too.
She'd probably beat Marshall's ass too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he would. I mean, yeah, she would.
Fins up, dude.
That's crazy, bro.
All right, and the last one, which is not as great, but it's the bantamweight Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling.
I think I got Peter Yan on this because I like him more, but Sterling's really good. He's good standing up and on the ground, so we'll see what happens.
Right.
We're going
we
to
got Jan Nunez and Adesanya.
Are you
So
betting right now?
what I didn't realize is that I don't know why, but I didn't realize that Adesanya was fighting up, dude. I didn't know he was trying to get the belt.
Yeah. He moved up to heavyweight.
Dang, dude. That's different. So I see what you're saying about Blankowitz down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, might sprinkle a little on Blankowitz, dude. We'll see.
Yeah. Change it
That
up.
might be interesting. That might be interesting. If I had to pick an upset, it's Blankowitz.
Yeah. Dude.
For sure.
For that reason? Because he's going up?
Dude, because he's going up, and I can't stand Adesanya's
There it
flair.
is. There it is. There's the reason.
Hey,
Maldy's heard me say this before, though. I hate the flair. I hate it, dude. I can't stand it.
Woo! Hey, what are you guys doing this weekend? This is just we're actually going to be up in Dallas this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. So Saturday we have we're going to a concert, like a like a COVID safe kind of concert type thing.
Right.
But that's at like 6 or 7, so we won't even need to get ready till like 5:30 ish. Well, probably 5. But we're trying to maybe go to Top Golf. You guys maybe down? Meet up?
Shoot.
Probably be at like 11, maybe noon. Probably earlier in the day.
You going to WinStar tomorrow?
No, I'm not going to go.
Are you going to Top Golf in Fort Worth?
I don't know. I think we might be in Dallas.
Okay, dude, just hit me up. I know Lauren and I. So Lauren's birthday is Monday.
Okay.
So her sister's actually flying to town on Sunday.
Okay.
And we're going over to Joe T. Garcia's shout out in Fort Worth. Gonna be
lucky.
my mom and Caitlin over there with Lauren's parents and sister for lunch. But Saturday, dude, we don't have any plans. So
okay, I'll let you know. We might go to Top Golf, maybe go eat afterwards or something.
Cool.
Taylor will be there. My mom, my whole family will be there. My brother.
Nice, dude. Yeah, let me know for sure.
Yeah, I'll hit you guys up.
What time? So
cool, boys. Well, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this.
Of course, man.
Dude, this might be no, it's not. I was gonna say this might be the longest episode we've done, but I don't think so. But actually, maybe. Anyways, it was cool.
Do we want to start talking about the chance that Granbury has of beating Alito in football?
No, we'll be here for 5 more hours, dude.
I mean, it'll be over quick. They don't have a chance. All right.
Exactly.
All right, boys.
All right. Love you guys. Y'all have a good night.
Love you guys. Later.
Bye.
All right. Peace.